War closes galleries. Artists scatter. One woman chooses to go against the current by when the crowd flees. New York. 1942. Venice. 1949. From a small gallery to a palazzo on the Grand Canal. Taste turns into power. A private collection turns into a legacy. This is the story of Peggy Guggenheim. At the end of this story, you'll take away 3 things: buy against the tide, build a runway for talent, and turn place into soft power. Peggy grows up between New York, Paris, and London. Her living room is an art salon. Ideas move faster than the ink can dry. Early comes a life cut. Her father dies on the Titanic. A lesson etched. Deep money can vanish. Taste, if right, remains. From then on, she chooses the new. Even when the room rolls its eyes, Europe falls into war. Borders close. Many collections are sealed. Peggy does what few dare. She buys in chaos. She helps artists reach America, gives them oxygen to keep creating. One name enters her program, and her life, Max Ernst. A master of surrealism. New York begins to breathe like an art capital. Peggy's rule is concise: buy for vision, not for fashion. In October 1942, she opens Art of This Century in New York. The space is designed by Frederick Kiesler. Paintings seem to float in air. Light leads the eye. The viewing path is choreographed. It's not just a place to hang pictures. It's a stage for a new language. Then comes the bet that splits the crowd: Jackson Pollock. Most say, I don't understand. Peggy pays a monthly stipend so he can paint full-time. She gives him a solo exhibition in 1943. She places the bet before consensus appears. To take off, you need a runway. And Art of This Century is that runway. The war recedes. Europe reopens. In 1948. The collection appears at the Venice Biennale. In 1949, she buys the Palazzo dei Leoni on the Grand Canal. In 1951, the doors open to the public. Visitors stand before Brancusi, Kandinsky, Miro, Klee, Dalí under the same roof. A personal eye becomes a public destination, but glory always travels with rumor. First, misconception. She was famous for her private life. Truth without the ecosystem she built gallery. Stipend. Network. Many talents would not have been able to work through chaos. Peggy didn't just buy art. She bought artists' time. Second misconception. She single-handedly created Pollock. A career needs many pieces, curators. Critics. Museums. The public. Peggy bet early. But the ecosystem lifted the wings. Why was she different? Timing: she acted when prices were soft and attention was elsewhere. Runway: she funded before demand was big enough. Then presented it in a space that persuaded. Place equals brand. Venice reframed those very works. The site amplified the art. Legacy is what remains when the lights go out. In 1976, Peggy transfers her house and Venetian collection to the Solomon R. Guggenheim Foundation. In 1979, she passes away. Today, the Peggy Guggenheim collection remains one of the most visited modern art sites in Venice. Intimate, personal, alive enough to argue with. 3 lessons. Brief: 1, buy against the tide. Markets misprice during crisis. Conviction is a discount. 2, build the runway. Don't just discover talent, nourish it, stipend. Space. Schedule. 3 place is soft power. Where we show determines how we see. Choose well, and the work is retold more powerfully. Return to New York. 1940. You stand in a strange gallery. Paintings float. The room murmurs. No one is sure whether what they see is genius or a prank. What do you do? Bet on vision? Or wait for applause? Peggy's answer was clear, step ahead. And history often sides with those who go first. If it were you, what would you choose, a buy against the tide for vision? B, wait until the crowd confirms it. Leave, A or B. And if you could hang one work at home, which would you choose?